Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn about two very important concepts, iteration and recursion. So if we know this difference, if we know these terms, then only we'll be able to proceed in the next tutorials on sorting like merge sort, quick sort and all. So in this, we'll take one example and we'll write the code with these two concepts and we'll see the difference. We'll do a dry run and concept will be clear. So first we'll go one by one. Let's see iteration. So iteration is basically we go one by one. Basically we are counting and that means we are using loop. And that's how we solve the problem. So loop means for loop or while loop or whichever you find suits your problem. Then is recursion. Recursion is basically calling the code itself or when a function calls itself. So to understand this difference, we are going to use C language to write our code. So things will be clear. So first we need to understand, okay, we are going to take a very popular problem that is called that is finding factorial of a number. N. So what is factorial? Factorial is basically in mathematics, it is denoted as this or this, and it represents 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into up to n. N has to be integer, a whole number basically, where 0 factorial or 0 factorial is equal to 1, and then 1 factorial is equal to 1, 2 factorial is equal to 1 into 2 is equal to 2, 3 factorial is equal to 1 into 2 into 3, that is equal to 6, and factorial 5 will be equal to 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5, that is equal to 120. So it goes like this. So now I'm using iteration method to find the factorial of the number. So let's write a function, we name it factorial, we are passing the number itself, and inside this we are going to use two variables, two integers. We name it res is equal to 1 and I is equal to 1. If we check for this condition, if n is equal to 0, if it is 0, then we'll return res simply. If not 0, we'll write the code now. Else what we do, we write a for loop and I will start from 1, that is already there, we have written. I will go up to n less than equal to I plus plus, and we'll write res is equal to star I, and then we return res. Now you can see here this line of code is basically same as, this is a shorthand for writing res is equal to res into I. So that is one thing you need to know. Now we'll do a dry run here only. So we'll suppose we are passing one factorial, to factorial we are passing our number 0. So what will happen? It will come here and it is checking, hence n is equal to 0. So this will return you rest, that is 1. So it will give you 1 as the output. Now suppose you are passing factorial 5. So in that case it is not 0, so it will come to the else part and I will start from 1. So first run will give you 1 into 1. So you will get 1. So now our race is equal to 1. Now in the second run, you will get 1 into 2 because I will become 2. So you will get 2. In third run, you will get 2 into 3. So it will be 6. In fourth run, you will get 6 into 4. That is 24. Now in fifth run, you will get 24 into 5, that is equal to 120. So this will be the final thing that race will return. Now you can see that we are going one by one. So that's why our complexity will be n. So in this case, order will be big O n. So this is about the recursion. Now about the iteration. Now we are going to we'll solve the same problem with the help of recursion. So in this what we do is we'll write a code, we'll write a function, we'll pass the variable, the number n to this, and then what I will do is we'll check if n is equal to 0. In that case, we'll simply return 1. Else, what we'll do? We will return res star. We will call itself factorial n minus 1. We are not going to call up to n. Do remember. So this is how our code will end, and we'll do a dry run here as well. So now if you are passing factorial 0, fact 0, what will happen? It will come here, it will check n is equal to 0, so it will return 1. So value will be 1 will be returned. If it is 1, it will come here. If we are passing fact 1, what will happen? You can see here, it will come here, n is not equal to 0, so it will come to this part of the code, and now in this case, this will be n. This is a mistake I have made, so please understand this. This will be n. So n is equal to 1 and then factorial 0. N minus 1 is 0, and you already know this is equal to 1. So we will get return as 1. So I'll write here. This will be equal to 1. Now if I'll check for factorial 2, what will happen? Again it will come here. N is not equal to 0, so it will come to this part. So n into factorial n minus 1. So basically 2 into, so it will be 2 into factorial of 1. And we know already factorial 1 is equal to 1. So we will basically get 2 into 1. So it will be equal to 2. So this will be equal to 2. Similarly for factorial 3, same thing will happen. It will be 3 into factorial 2. So now what will happen? We already know 2 is equal to factorial 2 is equal to 2. So it will be 3 into 2, that is equal to 6. So we will get 6. Now we can run for factorial 4. Now what will happen? Again n is not equal to 0, so it will come to this part, and then we'll get, as per this code, 4 into factorial 3. And this is equal to, from here we can say this is equal to 6. So it will be 4 into 6, that is equal to 24. So we can write here, this will be 24. Again for factorial 5, it will come here, it will multiply this 5 with factorial 4, and basically it is calling itself. Again the same thing will happen that we have done here already. In this for factorial 3 it will again do the same thing. So we have already noted down all the results for our understanding. So it will be again 5 into 24 and the result will be 120. So this will be 120. So this is how it will keep on going. So after seeing this code, we need to discuss the complexity. So you can see that for factorial 0, we need to call it once. For factorial 1, we need to call it 2 times. So once it is coming for when it is called, and the second time it is calling from here. So it is 2 times. For 2, you can see for 2 it is coming up to here, like basically it will not be 2, it will be more than 2. So it is not n, more than 2. So basically it will be exponential. So in this case the complexity will be exponential. So if you have options of using iteration and recursion both, in that case there will be different advantages. For iteration, complexity will be linear, but for recursive the complexity will be exponential, that will be higher. But there is one advantage, that the code will be reusable. So it depends on you, how does complexity affects that much for you. If it is a bigger code, I mean numbers are very huge, better to go with iteration than recursion. But recursion helps at some places. So thank you. If you like the video, please subscribe the channel and have a great time.